We kept telling ourselves we were preparing. But really, we were just stuck. For the last few months, we've been doing all the right things. Learning, planning, preparing. But somehow, we weren't moving. If you're new here, I'm Jessie, learning sailing, parenthood, and the slightly off-script plan as we go. And right now, we're at a bit of a turning point. Ready meant knowing more. More skills, more gear, more certainty.
Tools that are there, I got a couple beers. Jesse's gonna do the sink. I gotta remember to unplug from that outlet so that there's not no chance of getting any water in. I don't think I'm gonna stress too much about these hanging through here, even though they're a way for water to drip in. I don't think enough is gonna drip in anyway from that, and we're already fixing up board. And there's, I don't know, maybe I'll put like the drip edge maybe a little further so it doesn't have a chance of getting near the engine, but I'm gonna fresh water after all this thing's been through. It's kind of hard to imagine anything can matter, but I like to think about this stuff just so that we're getting in better habits. Just because nothing matters to this particular boat today. We want to get good habits, drip lines and things, be cognizant of salt water near electronics, etc. All right. How gnarly that is.
Gross.
That's lovely water there.
Science project.
Put the Bears game on a little break here so I can take, I just put the Bears game on hold so I can take some video. I've been watching it while I clean. I'm about to take this. There's got to be a water separator out. It had been loosened up previously. It was already loose, and then I just had done a last little bit previously beforehand. Oh, this might be a two-hand job, but that's coming out. I'm not going to need any of this. Look at that. Oh, God. And it crossed my mind for a split second if we could use the existing waters. Just clean it out and then replace it later. Then I thought, there's no way I'm letting my family drink out of it anyway, so we gotta pull it out. And then, obviously. Oh boy. Also, the only thing funnier than me trying to walk through these doors is trying to like get up from them while I'm like working. My whole body's like this, and then absolutely zero chance my rib cage even gets. Rib cage doesn't even get through, let alone shoulders. It's tight. All right, I'm leaving a little bit of this degreaser on some of the actual sole, the bottom pate here, and then left a bunch of degreaser and scrubbed all the way up to the water tank. Scrubbed every inch way back inside against the angle of the hole in the cabin sole there. And then all the way down to about here, stopped about here, and then I'm just gonna let that soak in the bilge, and then that little bilge pump will still work. I put just like a little stripe just to test to see how it looks, as well as up that side. Gotta remember, I want to research how bad it is to have degreaser on any of the wood, but I think there's just so much grime on here that it's hard to, it makes me a little nervous to see some of the grains already popping out, but I think there's just so much grime on this, and we're likely, if we keep it at all, we're likely to grind it down far enough where it's hard to imagine this stuff would even matter. It might even help a little bit, maybe not there, but if I like go over it quickly next time and then rinse, then maybe that'll help with the sanding, so it's not getting like bound up, which is so much grime and gunk. I mean, this looks like, everything on this boat looks like it basically just never touched from the beginning. I mean, maybe got a few years of service and it has been just passed along from person to person, building up grime. So the good news is I think it might clean up really nice because there's still plenty of wood there, and it's just, it's probably never been resurfaced. But hopefully we've got enough material to work with at the point. All right, and then just a real quick reminder of everything that's going on here. I found yet another hornet's nest, or wasp nest. And we're like 6 weeks into this, I'm still finding them. It's crazy. As I say that, look, there's one there. I think I found that before I leave.
We kept waiting for this moment where everything would just click. And it never came. Because that version of ready doesn't exist. We kept preparing. thinking we were moving forward. Not because we weren't trying, but because caution can look a lot like progress. And once we realized that, we had to decide how to move forward. So we changed the rules. 1. Safe enough for a family. 2. Can be learnable underway. And 3. It's not a deal breaker. If something meets those 3, we stop obsessing. Because sailing isn't learned in theory, it's learned in motion. But redefining ready wasn't enough. Because without a timeline, everything stays optional. Open-ended dreams are easy to postpone. Deadlines force honesty. So we picked a window, not a promise, not an announcement, just a direction. A moment where we stop preparing and start doing. Deadlines simplify decisions. They tell you what matters and what doesn't. Some things we thought were essential suddenly aren't. And some things that we kept avoiding are unavoidable now. This doesn't mean we're ready in the way we imagined, but it means we're ready to move. And that feels like the beginning of something. It feels different. If you want to follow along as we slowly start moving our floating home and all of the in-between, I'd love to have you here. Hit that subscribe button to follow along in all of our adventures. And as always, thanks for sailing in. Catch you on the next wave. Mermaid out.
Hi, I'm Jessie, the mama behind the Suburban Mermaid. After years of suburban life, I'm trading cul-de-sacs for coastlines and sailing around the world with my family. My husband Jay is a lifelong sailor, but me, I barely know port from starboard. What I do know is that I want our daughter JoJo to grow up chasing sunsets instead of schedules. So we're downsizing our lives on land, fixing up our free sailboat that's been sunk twice, then setting sail on adventures on the lake and the ocean. Subscribe to follow the adventure as we navigate raising a family by the water, poolside, dockside, and beachside, and prove that you don't need to know everything to start a new dream.